Hello there, Battle Brothers, and welcome to another video, and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 video. And we are doing yet another re-review today. Oh yes, but we are not re-reviewing a book, by the way. I have recently uploaded re-reviews of some of the Eisenhorn stories that I am re-reading right now, about a year and a half since I read it for the first time, because once again, I have to say that I got into Warhammer about a year and a half ago, a little bit, maybe a little bit more, and I thought to myself, yeah, well, throughout the year and a half, you have amassed a considerable amount of information. You might get a little bit more from reading those books, you might understand the references more, you might focus on the storytelling more. You are not tabula rasa anymore, and I have been proved right, of course. I'm immensely enjoying that. Next up, I'm going to review the short story called Killer Image. However, today we are re-reviewing, or rather, it's not review per se, I just really wanted to talk about it. The Angels of Death miniseries, quote-unquote TV show over at Warhammer Plus. I am absolutely excited about this TV show. I have rewatched it about 3 times already, and that's something. I very rarely rewatch things these days, and when I do, it needs to be like really something. And why have I already watched the TV show 3 times? And I usually watch it like right before I go to sleep, because there's not enough time to like actively watch a TV show during the day. I mean, you've got the job, and you've got the gym, and you've got the jogging, and you've got other duties that you have to do, and chores, and you've got a little bit of a socializing that you have to do with the humans, and then you've got the writing, and of course the reading, which is my preferred like entertainment hobby. But the Angels of Death, to me, that TV show on Warhammer Plus about the Blood Angels, is really what is the representation of the Grimdark to me. It really embodies everything, or at least most of what I imagine the Grimdark to be, because it's really a genre of its own, isn't it? It's not your usual, everyday, ordinary science fiction or space opera, really. I mean, people sometimes do throw it under the umbrella term science fiction, which I'm not sure I do agree with, but that's of course up to everybody's opinion. I am quite content and quite satisfied with Grimdark being its own genre. And to me, Grimdark is the distant future, of course. It's grim and dark and all wrapped in war, but the extremely distant future. If you think about it, like most quote-unquote science fiction stories are like, what, hundreds and thousands maybe? A couple of thousands, usually hundreds of years in the future. But this is 40,000 years in the future. If you read Horus Heresy, 30,000. So it's 40,000 years in the future, yet it feels immensely old. Very old and ancient. And of course, it is caused by the fact that at the point of the stories in the 41st millennium, the society or the Imperium of Man has been stagnant for a long, long time. And it has been caused by multiple reasons, of course. The war, the heresy, that which happened en masse, and that we are focusing on the technological, mechanical aspect, you know, the mechanicum. There are various reasons for that. But whatever the reasons are, the reasons for it, they don't really matter here. What matters is that the Grimdark really combines multiple things that I have always enjoyed immensely. First, quite obviously, it's like fiction narrative, science fiction, fantasy stories, right? But it also combines mystery, and to a certain extent, the supernatural. Well, not to a certain extent, like really the supernatural. If you think about chaos and the warp, and the occult a little bit, and then everything that really it can't be described by words properly, but it's the dark and grim and gritty and depressing, hopeless, dystopian atmosphere. I'm just into that kind of stories, right? And the visuals, the Gothic architecture, and the Gothic architecture and the overall feeling in combination with the futuristic aspect, like the spaceships, void ships, upon which Gothic cathedrals are built. I mean, that's so awesome. That's so original. Something that hadn't been here before. And then all of this, as far as the visuals go, is to be found in the Angels of Death TV show. Plus, the way they animated it. Like, the show is basically black and white, but the only color you can see there is red, which is a little bit similar to what has already been done, obviously, like in stories like Sin City, for example, where Frank Miller famously drew it black and white, and then occasionally only red was visible, and then a little bit of yellow. It depends on the story. And it's really a good narrative technique as far as audio-visual entertainment goes. Because it, like, slaps you in the face, just punches you in your eyes immediately noticeable. The red amongst all this black and white and grey. And this even strengthens the overall Grimdark feeling, quite obviously. Duh. And then, to take it even further, we have the music, the soundtrack, which is, once again, an immensely breathtaking combination of choir music and instrumental music of the classical type with electronic music, futuristic. And once again, the composer, kudos, man. Like, he combined it. The way it's composed, one complements the other, and the result is what I can only describe as the Grimdark feeling. And all of these aspects together, they just make the show into the ultimate Grimdark experience. Now, the story, of course, is quite simple, it's quite straightforward, right? We've got a company of blood angels on their ship, the Sword of Baal, being stranded above a planet which had been taken over by the Xenos, and they have to retrieve their captain. It's very simple, you know, but what story can you really think of? It's really not about what story you tell, because most stories have already been told. It's how you tell the story. And that's what I find so fascinating about this show. To such an extent that I had to rewatch it multiple times and make multiple videos about it. It's my experience. I love the show. You might like it, might not like it. It's up to you to tell me in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, the Emperor protects.